Well, as I told you yesterday, that the first or debut interview of Ruben Amorim is really going to be dropping yesterday night, and I was like, why should I obviously do it late in the night? Yet I'll have some time in the morning to obviously wake up and really have a chat with you. And finally, it's out. Ruben Amorim debut interview has been really put out, and I'm gonna hit obviously break it down into two, and I'm gonna hit obviously bring you the first part, and I'm gonna be getting you the second part. So smash the like button, comment, and share if you're watching us for the very first time. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. Let's see close to 200 likes much of this video as we welcome Ruben Amorim to Manchester United, and obviously see to it that we give him his flowers as he deserves them. Now, it's a Saturday, and I tell you what, it's 7 days away from Ruben Amorim managing his first game as a manager of Manchester United, and the team you're going to be taking on is going to be Ipswich, and he's really charged to really face Ipswich into the Premier League. And you all know to it that we are going to be really hosting, I think, another team. Is it S something in the UEFA Europa League? And then I think we're going to be doing, is it Everton? So I think really has some 4 games to win as a manager, and I think if at all you are the manager of Manchester United and they've just gone ahead to sack Erik ten Hag and you're in, I think those are the kind of games you want to obviously face in, because in 5th December he's going to be facing Arsenal, meaning that these other games that are really going to be coming in through, or the first games that are really going to be coming in through, will play a very huge part into what he's really going to be like. Because if he really wins against the likes of Everton, Ipswich, you know, those games, if he totally wins those 2 games and goes to Arsenal, even if he loses out Arsenal, I think that will be no-brainer. But if he loses these first 2 games and then adds on a loss to Arsenal, then that will be very, very, very bad. Now, what did Ruben Amorim have to say? Firstly, he was asked, why choose Manchester United? He said, I felt a connection with the club, and when I say with the club, I felt a connection with the people at the club. That's very important to me because I want to work with people I like and feel in tune. The second point is the history of this club. So he's like, he felt in love with he felt a connection with the club. Obviously, I'm one of those people that has been on several occasions coming here and really telling you that the side of United and Sporting Lisbon really have a very huge bond way back in 2003 when United went ahead and obviously signed Cristiano Ronaldo. You understand? Then they bought Nani, they brought in Bruno Fernandes, and now they're really having Ruben Amorim, and that's why he says the history of the club and the connection. Obviously, our history with Sporting Lisbon is really huge, and it's Sporting Lisbon that gave us Ronaldo, the god of the game. Do you know what it means having a player playing for your team and is being all once he played for your team and he's being regarded as the god of the game, and all his baby steps to becoming a Ballon d'Or winner, competing with Messi for the last 16 years, it's all about Manchester United. That is Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, first phase ended in 2009, second phase ended in 2002 when he returned in 2021. So that is Cristiano Ronaldo for you. And Sporting Lisbon obviously has a very huge connection. I think with Ronaldo doing all what he did, then the likes of Ruben Amorim, when playing for Sporting Lisbon, obviously felt proud of Ronaldo because he did what he had to do into the beautiful game of football. And I think they're in the same age, but he was like, I played for Sporting Lisbon, Ronaldo played for Sporting Lisbon, he was made great by Manchester United, and I think I deserve to be the manager of Manchester United. So when you add all those dots, it really works out. Now, United being the big club, you know, it's a big club, you know. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, we really went ahead, obviously, win very many trophies, 13 league trophies, 2 Champions League trophies. We played in I think 4 or 5 Champions League finals under Sir Alex Ferguson. He won 2 and lost 2 or 3. So that shows you how big United is and its history. And Ruben Amorim looks like, after turning it around at Sporting Lisbon, 19 years without winning a league trophy, I coming through, they win it back to back, and even last season they won it. Looks like he made the right choice. And he also added on the connection that he has with the people at Manchester United, and he really said the following, that a connection with the people at the club, yes, Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Sir Dave Bresfold, but especially Omar Berrada, Dan Ashworth and Jason Wilcox. I felt a connection. We want to do something special in this club. And I've already told you that Erik ten Hag looks like he was born to be fired, because he was not what they wanted. He was the coach. Sorry, he was a person who had the qualities and everything they wanted. But there is one thing that didn't see these two people really resonate, and that was all about Manchester United not having a manager with the veto powers. You understand? So Erik ten Hag never ticked all the boxes of Ineos, and Ruben Amorim ticks the boxes of the Ineos, and I think they're really going to give him time. They're going to give him time, though. They have a very, 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 very diabolical record at Nice for firing managers every season. When a manager fails, he gets fired. And I don't know what the case is going to be like at the club of Manchester United. Are they going to allow us to build under Ruben Amorim for some years? That's what you're really waiting to see, and how it's really going to be orchestrated in here. So he really has a very good connection with the people at Manchester United, and obviously the 3 people that are really responsible for the technical work, that is Jason Wilcox, Dan Ashworth and Omar Berrada. Now, Amorim, he also got asked on Old Trafford. He said, of course, if you're a coach and you don't use the most important thing, of course, the players are on the pitch, but the environment is very important, because they play better if the environment is good. So, of course, we need the fans to win the games. And we all know that these fans have been rocking and they've supported every manager that has been here. And we also know that they're really going to be supporting Ruben Amorim at Old Trafford. And the first game that Amorim is really going to be taking charge. Let me see here our fixture at Old Trafford to really let you know how the fans are really going to be waiting to obviously cheer up the new manager for the club of Manchester United into the mix. All right, let's wait and see. Man United fixtures. All right. After playing Ipswich, we'll play on Thursday. Thursday we'll play Bordeaux Glimt at Old Trafford. That's going to be his first game at Old Trafford. Then the first day of December we'll host Everton. So he's really going to be having 2 consecutive games played at Old Trafford, and I think those come in through thick and fast, and I think that's when the fans are really going to be ready to obviously cheer him up, and the players to see that we really get back to what we call winning ways as the club of Manchester United. So that is it coming in through from the man himself, and as Ruben Amorim, as far as the Old Trafford atmosphere is really concerned, and how pivotal it's really going to be in all what he's really going to be doing at the club. Now, he got to be asked about the system of 3-4-3 or a 4-3-3. And he said a lot of people talk about 3-4-3 and 4-3-3 and all of those things. But when I think about the team, it's not a system or a formation. It's the character of the players, the way they see the club. We have to focus on what before. We have to focus on that before worrying about how we play and how we press. Now, he's like, the playing style and how we press is really going to be important, because in every system that is being named in the game of football, those are the 2 bare minimums that you need to obviously have. Your players need to be knowing how to press, and they need to be having that philosophy, how to play the game. You understand? How to play the game, right? So he's like, the system won't matter. And this really poses question marks on what style of play, on what system he's really going to be using when you're playing against Ipswich in the opening games. Is he going to go for the back three, two wing backs, a double pivot, two central attacking midfielders, and a forward leading the attack, or the pinnacle of the attack? So that leaves in very many questions. Then he added on and said, the most important thing for me is to create the principles and the identity and the character that we had in the past. So he's like, the system won't matter, provided we are having the style of play, the intensity, the character that the team really had in the past, to see to it that we really give it a very huge go. So for me, every manager has come in through and really said this, in his first interview for the club of Manchester United. But have they walked the talk? I think the managers have, but they've always gone ahead to be let down by the players. And this time around, I believe the players will obviously come up and obviously rise or leave to the occasion, according to what we're really having in here. So after that, Ruben Amorim went ahead to obviously add on and said, the team is the most important thing for me. If you work as a team, the individual talent will shine. You have to have an identity. Everyone thinks the same way. Run, play, have fun. That's what motivates me. Everyone wants to win, and I want to win, but with an identity. All right. I think he has been given the board and the structure that will obviously help him initiate the style of play as a manager. That is it. And we are waiting to see how the game of football against Ipswich is going to be looking like for the club of Manchester United. What new things would have gone ahead obviously change. So he also added and said, I've played in every position: right back, left back, central defender, midfielder, winger, number 10, number 8. I haven't played as a goalkeeper or skipper, so I was a team player who also knew the bench, so I know everything my players feel. So talking of the bench, it's really gonna be very, 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 very tricky for the guy, Ruben Amorim. Why? His system will obviously see players that are very many at Manchester United having only 2 spots to pick on into that game. I'm talking about the central attacking midfielders and the wide midfielders. Talking about the central attacking midfielders, you're having Eriksson, you're having Bruno Fernandes, you're having Mason Mount. Now the wide forwards, you're having Garnacho, you're having Rashford, you're having Amad Diallo. Those are 6 players, and you'll be having only 2 spots up for grabs. You get 2 spots up for grabs. And how is he going to squeeze in those players? Because all those players, whoever is going to be given a chance will come up and obviously do the needful. But the big question is, who are those 2 who are really going to be his favorites? Obviously, if it's the name and knowing what the recent boards have been doing at the club of Manchester United, they've always gone ahead to recommend Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. And you look like those 2 are really going to be given a very huge go to start behind Rasmus Højlund, who is obviously going to be the man leading the line. You understand? Now, if you have those, where does it leave Mason Mount, Amadi Diallo, Alejandro Garnacho? And we've seen that a player like Bruno Fernandes is really unbenchable. He rarely gets benched. So I'm of a view that in that system of 3-4-3, there is something that is really boiling in my head, and I've gone ahead to let it know to the fans of Manchester United, that I'm thinking that Ruben Amorim might play Bruno Fernandes as an 8. You get? Like, sometimes he might obviously say, I'm starting with Kobe Mainoo, Manuel Ugarte, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford. those four midfielders. Then he says, I'm taking off Kobe Mainoo, Bruno Fernandes, drop deep into the double pivot with Manuel Ugarte, and let maybe Amadi Diallo play with Garnacho or with Marcus Rashford. I don't know how he's really gonna really twist it up, but I tell you, it's really tricky in the system that he really knows that doesn't really capacitate those players, because you're getting in an extra defender, you are getting in an extra defender, and that means you're really killing one position of the attack. So that's how he obviously really plays. And in that system of attack, there are 4 diamonds made and 1 square. You get whether in attack or in defending. And I think I should do that video for you. So it's really tricky for him, but I tell you, he needs to obviously make players happy, because he says he knows what makes these players really feel happy and excited. And he said, when I think about a team, I think about each player, the fans, the feelings, everything is in my mind. I understand that everything is in your mind, but these players that you've gone ahead obviously come and don't really manage are different from the players you've gone ahead obviously manage at Sporting Lisbon, because the players here at Manchester United, some of them are really having a poor mentality. And we know to it that for the new manager bounce, they're really going to work hard for these months, all for this season. They are really even going to save it, I tell you. And I won't be shocked if at all Manchester United finishes up the season in the 4th or 3rd place. I tell you, they can make it to the Champions League positions. That is Manchester United for you. So, in so doing, we won't really get to understand exactly what these players are all about, and whether they've gone ahead obviously change from the players we've always gone ahead to be knowing to players that are really consistent. What has always gone ahead obviously stopped Manchester United from being what it is, it's consistency, and if at all Ruben Amorim can tick that box at Manchester United with the consistency of these players, then all will be okay and all will really go on as planned. But if he fails to do that, then he'll also be thrown under the bus. But I believe he really has a very good chance at Manchester United to obviously make our point sounding that we've always gone ahead to obviously flaunt, that most times it hasn't gone ahead to be the manager, it has always been the players. And the time has come for us to be ruthless, get out those players that can't really live up to the expectations of the club. So that is Ruben Amorim for you, first part of the interview that I had obviously come and bring to you here. So I'm waiting for your reactions into the comment section below about what Ruben Amorim is going to hit to say. 3 hours from now, I'm going to be coming up with another video about what he said, and it's going to be a little bit of technical and how he is going to hit to say United are the heart of the Premier League, and looks like he wants to take us back to the winning ways that we've eagerly and hungrily waited for as fans of Manchester United. And no room for us not really getting to where we deserve to be as a club of Manchester United. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. It is always good to have you in here for you, and continue to subscribe. We want to hit 20,000 subscribers on this channel, and don't forget to subscribe, because every time you subscribe you contribute to this number growing. Remember, we started from 1 subscriber, 1,000, 10,000, now we are at 19,000, and we are soon hitting 20,000 onto the United Matters channel. So that's what Ruben Amorim had to say about Manchester United. He talked about the fans, the system, but the most important bit is the identity and philosophy and bringing back character. That means he wants to get us back to the lost glory. But will we obviously get there? Obviously, it's time to wait, and not far off from how things have gone ahead to happen at the club of Manchester United. It's Sunday next week, playing Ipswich, as the Ruben Amorim era commences at Manchester United in a very optimistic way, and we just can't wait to see to it that we really get two winning ways. Remember, Ruud van Nistelrooy left in 4 games. He won 3 and drew 1 against Chelsea. He beat Leicester City 5-2 in the Carabao Cup. He drew with Chelsea 1-1. He beat PAOK 2-0 and went ahead to beat the side of Leicester City in the Premier League by 3-0. Clean sheet kept, and obviously we are here to go. I'm out. Bye-bye. Enjoy your Saturday.